As soon as Charleston White speaks, you know the internet is about to explode. For years, he and Boosie have been at war, trading insults, exposing secrets, and pushing the boundaries of hip-hop beef. But this isn't just another online argument. This time, family members got caught in the crossfire. Boosie's son, 2D Raw, defended his father, and White turned that into fuel, publicly claiming responsibility for legal trouble that followed. Threats, arrests, social media takedowns, and court battles blurred the lines between entertainment and real danger. White frames it all with a mix of philosophy and cold strategy, arguing that knowledge without execution is meaningless and holding everyone accountable, even if it means targeting kids or cooperating with authorities. Boosie, on the other hand, has kept his restraint, avoiding direct confrontation to protect his freedom. But every courtroom update, every IG Live, every new clip only adds to White's narrative of hypocrisy and selective loyalty. And now, after federal gun charges, plea deals, and months of tension, the question everyone is asking is simple. Who really comes out on top in this war of street codes, family threats, and public exposure? The stakes have never been higher, and the drama shows no signs of stopping. Charleston White and Boosie's conflict has been simmering for years, starting as online jabs and evolving into something much more personal and dangerous. The kind of war that doesn't just play out on social media, but spills into real-life consequences. The earliest sparks came when Boosie publicly criticized Kanye West's White Lives Matter shirt, prompting White to respond aggressively, setting the tone for years of escalating tension. What began as a clash of opinions soon became a war of loyalty, betrayal, and selective morality, with White scrutinizing every move Boosie made and highlighting perceived hypocrisies, especially regarding associates like Marlo, Mike, and Big Meech, creating a narrative where street codes were applied inconsistently and selectively. The conflict escalated further when White targeted Boosie's son, 2D Raw, after the young man defended his father online, introducing a new and dangerous dynamic. White didn't treat 2D as a kid making a mistake. He presented him as an adult combatant, openly admitting to reporting him to authorities and celebrating the legal consequences. This escalation blurred the line between online beef and real-world danger, showing that Charleston White was willing to use every tool at his disposal, including law enforcement, to maintain his narrative. Meanwhile, Boosie exercised caution, avoiding direct engagement to protect his freedom while trying to navigate the legal consequences of past actions. His federal gun charges, plea agreements, and months of legal proceedings became material for White to analyze and weaponize, framing them as evidence of Boosie's hypocrisy, the gap between image and reality, and the consequences of failing to honor principles consistently. White's approach combined social media commentary, interviews, and philosophical framing, arguing that knowledge without execution is meaningless and that he was holding everyone accountable, including Boosie's family. The targeting of family members, the escalation into federal cases, and the ongoing online commentary transformed what might have been a conventional hip-hop beef into a multi-generation, legally entangled, psychologically intense saga that captured public attention and dominated online conversation. Every court filing, every social media post, and every public interview added layers to the narrative, reinforcing White's image as a provocateur who operated outside traditional street rules while simultaneously critiquing them. Boosie's strategy of restraint and measured public engagement only served to amplify White's attacks, giving the audience a story full of tension, moral complexity, and unpredictable developments. The conflict has never been just about music or personal insults. It is about credibility, survival, and the consequences of every action in the public eye. White's ability to turn real-life legal troubles into content, frame them philosophically, and maintain audience engagement demonstrates a mastery of both strategy and media manipulation, while Boosie's careful navigation of legal and personal stakes shows a contrasting approach rooted in preservation and caution. As the saga unfolded, it became clear that this beef would not resolve easily. with every new development feeding the narrative and keeping audiences captivated. It's a story of strategy, loyalty, betrayal, and consequences. Where every move is scrutinized, every action has ripple effects, and every online post can have real-world implications. White's attacks on Boosie, the involvement of Tootie Raw, the federal gun case, and the family targeting tactics all combine to create a saga that is as much about strategy and philosophy as it is about conflict, keeping viewers and fans on edge as the story continues to unfold with no clear end in sight. As the conflict between Charleston White and Boosie progressed, the stakes only grew higher, moving beyond words into legal battles and family pressure that made every online interaction feel loaded with real-world consequences. White's strategy became increasingly aggressive, targeting not just Boosie, but his family, using Tootie Raw's online defenses of his father as justification for his public attacks and claims of coordination with law enforcement. Each Instagram Live, each interview, and every public statement was calculated to highlight hypocrisy, showing Boosie's selective loyalty and reinforcing White's narrative that street codes were often nothing more than tools wielded for convenience rather than principles. Boosie, aware of the consequences, chose restraint, carefully navigating his legal situation while keeping direct responses to White minimal, knowing that any misstep could escalate the conflict and trigger federal consequences. This restraint, however, played directly into White's hands, allowing him to paint Boosie as someone more concerned with image than action, someone who avoided confrontation when stakes were highest, and someone whose faith and public persona were inconsistent with his lifestyle and decisions. White framed the conflict philosophically, mixing references to knowledge, wisdom, and execution, and even invoking theological ideas to suggest that Boosie's legal troubles were a form of divine accountability rather than random misfortune. Federal gun charges, plea deals, and courtroom drama became weapons in White's commentary arsenal, transforming legal proceedings into public spectacle. Every development generated content that fueled audience engagement, keeping the narrative alive and dynamic. The combination of family involvement, strategic attacks, legal entanglements, and philosophical framing turned what might have been a conventional hip-hop beef into an enduring saga of loyalty, consequence, and exposure, keeping fans glued to every post, every clip, and every courtroom update, knowing that the story was far from over, and the tension only continued to build by the time Charleston White had fully positioned himself as both provocateur and strategist. The conflict with Boosie had become more than just a hip-hop beef. It was a high-stakes chess game of influence, legal maneuvering, and public perception. White's willingness to openly involve law enforcement, target family members, and dissect Boosie's every move elevated the drama to levels rarely seen in the culture. Boosie's restraint, his careful navigation of federal gun charges, plea deals, and public appearances, only reinforced White's narrative that image often outweighed action and that consequences were unavoidable no matter how much celebrity status or street credibility one possessed. Social media posts, courtroom updates, and interviews became ammunition for White, who framed each development as evidence of selective loyalty, hypocrisy, and the fragile nature of street codes. Every audience interaction, every clip recycled online, kept fans engaged and conversations alive, proving that this conflict was more than entertainment. It was a lesson in strategy, consequence, and accountability. The stakes remained personal and unpredictable, with family, freedom, and reputation all on the line. And the story continues to evolve in real time. For viewers, it's a front-row seat to a saga where every move matters, every statement counts, and the drama is far from over, leaving fans watching, analyzing, and waiting to see who will emerge as the ultimate victor in a war defined by action, philosophy, and consequences that extend beyond the music. If you think this saga is over, think again. Every clip, every courtroom update, every IG Live adds another layer to the Charleston, White, and Boosie story. And we'll be breaking it all down for you as it unfolds. Don't miss a single moment of the drama. the legal twists, and the family battles that are keeping the internet on edge. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay locked in with the Hype Spill, because we'll be here bringing you every angle, every detail, and every explosive update before anyone else. This isn't just gossip, this is the full story, unfiltered, raw, and real. And you don't want to miss what happens next. You don't want to miss what happens next.